Hello, everyone. My name is Masashi Niwano. I am the Festival and Exhibitions Director at CAAM, the Center for Asian American Media. On behalf of the CAAM staff, board, and interns, I welcome you all to this very special Q&A. You have just seen The Way We Keep Dancing at our drive-in. I hope you all had a great time. We've been at Fort Mason Drive-in. I want to thank them for being such a great partner for the last few days. This is our last program, kind of sad to see it go. But I want to thank you all once again for coming out. I hope you had some good food at the food trucks. And I am thrilled because we have the director of The Way We Keep Dancing with us today. I'm going to bring him to the screen shortly. But before that, I have a few things I want to say. First off, CAAMFest 2021 and other CAAM year-round events are made possible by the community of supporters all around the world. Help us bring compelling and diverse Asian and Asian American stories to light. Donate or join as a CAAM member at CAAM's website, caammedia.org, or for a limited time, new members can save up to 15% on our friend and supporter memberships by using the promo code Celebrate Stories. The film you just saw is eligible for our Audience Award. Did you love the film? Do you think it should win our Audience Award? If so, you will be receiving an email the next day that will have the link for you to vote. So this is your chance to have your voice be heard. Before I talk about The Way We Keep Dancing, I want to say that we actually started with this film and these stories in 2014 when we screened The Way We Dance, which was kind of part one of this really wonderful story. And I remember when we played this film, we played it in San Francisco and in Berkeley at the Pacific Film Archive. And I remember being in the theater in the back and seeing audiences so drawn in and compelled with the film. Of course, the choreography is so wonderful, but also the acting and the storytelling. And so when I found out there was a sequel, The Way We Keep Dancing, it was a no-brainer. I really wanted this film for the festival, and so I am thrilled that we're able to screen it. So I would like to bring to the screen the director of this fabulous film, Adam Wong. Adam, welcome.
Hello, Masashi.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I just finished my breakfast.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I'm glad we get to get a hold of you here. My only regret is that you're not in San Francisco and us all having breakfast together somewhere in Japantown. I mentioned The Way We Dance, and we'll definitely talk about your new film, but I wanted to maybe start there. And it's been a few years since you made that film. I'm curious if you have any reflections, your thoughts about that film. Years later, what are your thoughts?
You mean The Way We Dance?
Yes.
You mean the first one?
Yes.
Right. My reflection on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe to talk about my reflection on The Way We Dance, we can start from why I make this sequel. Yeah, how it is related, how this sequel, The Way We Keep Dancing, is related to the first one. Yeah, which was the first one was back in 2013. Yeah, 8 years ago. Yeah. So actually, it was kind of a very fresh experience to Hong Kong people when it came out in 2013. Yeah, The Way We Dance, because a dance movie is not a common genre to Hong Kong audience, and actually, I had a really difficult time to having it invested. To find an investor for The Way We Dance, because my experience was most investors, they are not confident with Asian dancer they will query how well an Asian dancers can dance. Yeah, how if you make a dance movie, how can it be as good as some, for example, like Hollywood Step Up, those are very established dance movie genre in America. So it was not until I found the investor now after several years after I make the script, that I can have the green light. Yeah, but it was really fresh to the Hong Kong audience. Yeah, and because it also, I think it's adopt quite many Hong Kong elements in it. Yeah, because I was in my mind that you know, although maybe we don't have a very strong dance culture as in America, yeah, or in France, yeah, but I always think the choreography of Hong Kong film, Hong Kong cinema is a very treasury part of it. Yeah, it's a very good, you know, it's a very valuable part, and I think it influenced a lot to Hong Kong movie. Even though, you know, even though it is not like an action movie, the vividness, the flexibility, the creativeness of the choreography, how Hong Kong filmmakers handle choreography, how Hong Kong filmmaker vision, you know, the movement of the actors or even the camera movement has quite, you know, we can find the source from this choreography culture, you know, of Hong Kong cinema. So when I make this first one, I think I put a lot of this inspiration in it, you know, yeah. And because I also did a lot of research in the dance society of the, you know, of the University of Hong Kong, you know, because I taught there. So I think the dance of the student, maybe they are not as skillful as some professional dancers, but I can see lots of wittiness, you know, in the motion, in the movement they design, and I can find, you know, some element like Jackie Chan choreography in it. So I think it's a quite good linkage between the choreography of, you know, this kind of hip hop dance and, you know, cinema. Yeah, this is one part that I quite emphasize. And also because this the way we dance, we use lots of basically all of the actors there, almost all of them are first time a newcomer to the Hong Kong cinema, the actors. So it gave a very fresh experience to Hong Kong audience, yeah. And also the encouraging spirit of the film encouraged the Hong Kong audience a lot. So at that time, it was quite a big hit, you know, back in 2013. Yeah, and also it's because of the social phenomenon, because, you know, the atmosphere of Hong Kong is not getting quite well, you know, it's not just today, but, you know, back in 10 years ago. But I think like back in 8 years ago when with the way we dance released, you can still find some hope in the society. You see a lot of young people voicing out in the society. And I think this phenomenon synchronized with the young spirits and the fresh spirit of the film, so that it was very popular in Hong Kong. Yeah, and, you know, no matter is you know, older generation, younger generation, or whatever politics view that you represent, they still welcome this film so much. Yeah, but I know the way we dance is quite a positive film. You know, the energy is very positive energy. We always have this term in Hong Kong, and it's kind of innocent. Yeah, because in that movie, I did not depict the hardship of the society. Basically, those characters are living in a quite, you know, secure, protected university world. You know, it's their university life, and and so it is in such a circumstances that they pursue their dream. Although they still have different kind of hardship, they still have to overcome lots of psychology barrier. Yeah, but I don't talk about, you know, the bread, you know, which means the hardship or the realistic issue in the society. Of course, the world is not that simple. Of course, I have that reflection. Yeah, and also, yeah, when the film was released in 2013, we did a lot of what do we call that? The greet the audience section, which means I and all the, you know, the dancers, the actors visit the cinema. You know, so after the screening, people still keep the energy of the movie and see all us appear in the cinema. So we were very much welcome at that time. And in that greet the audience session, in every of them, there one question there was one question that almost every time this audience will ask, which was, will you make a sequel? Yeah, will you make a sequel? Please make a sequel. I will come to watch it for 10 times if you make it. And of course, I feel so honored because I think not every film has this destiny to be called for a sequel, you know. But on the other hand, I don't want to repeat myself. Yeah, I don't want to repeat. Actually, maybe it sounds proud, but I would say it's not too difficult for me if I follow the successful element for the first one and just make a sequel, you know, and make another big hit. Yeah, but it's not my intention, particularly because I think the way we dance has a little revolutionary spirit. You know, back in 2013, it's a totally new thing. If I, you know, repeat it, it kinds of, I don't know. I have this paradox myself. I feel kind of betraying myself. Yeah. So but on the other hand, I also, you know, really want to welcome and embrace this chance of the calling of all the audience who love this film. So how do I deal with this paradox? I think to be a creator, the good thing is to embrace this paradox and just honestly tell it. So basically, the way we keep dancing is a movie about, you know, a group of creator. You know, the director was not in the way we keep dancing, but a group of the dancer, actors, and you know, the creator behind the scene of the way we dance. They come out from the film, you know, after the film is made. And basically, I just imagine in a parallel world, the sequel of the way we dance was really made. You know, it was really made, and it just happened according to what I imagined. It just you know, you know, nothing very special, but quite okay. You know, hot blood movie. You know, it comes out as a simple movie like that.
Yeah.
But the world hasn't changed. So how these people who has participated in it face the reality, you know, surrounding them. Yeah, this is my first concept.
Well, thank you. I think that was such a thoughtful answer. You answered already so many of my questions. And I do think, you know, it's funny that you mentioned after the first film going to the theaters, because you have scenes like that in this film, and you like mentioned Step Up. So this, the sequel, there's almost, you know, some pieces seem related to kind of the first film and what happened after that. And I do think it's great. You know, you have this mixture of rappers, YouTubers, actors, dancers, and, you know, whatever art form they have, they all have the same conflict, whether it's gentrification, whatever the kind of, you know, whatever they're fighting against, they're all on the same kind of side on that. You know, what I love about this film is, if you loved the choreography, the dancing, the look and the spirit of the first one, you get you know, so much of that in the sequel. But as you're saying, you know, there's now a more reality to it.
Right.
There's more things at stake. They're fighting for something. And you know, when I first saw the trailer, I didn't know how deep, how touching the film would be. But definitely, and I don't want to spoil things for people in the audience, even though most people have seen it in this Q&A. The last few scenes, which is dancing but so quiet, there's something that really touched my heart. I think it's it has so much heart in this film. Can you, as you talked about as a filmmaker, wanting to not do the same thing twice, but maybe go a different route or explore new things, can you talk about the kind of developing the story, and definitely for people who just saw it at the drive-in, like, what is your hope that they take away from this film?
Well, it's a hard one.
Yeah.
I don't have a happy ending, but I would not say it's a sad ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just but it honestly reflect my my attitude or my feeling, yeah, on the Hong Kong situation, or maybe not only Hong Kong, but you know, the whole situation happening globally. Yeah. Yeah. We're having a very hard time, you know, Yeah. Particularly, the Hong Kong situation. So what I want the audience to take away, I hope you pay more attention to the Hong Kong situation. Or at least keep an eye on Hong Kong culture. And consider how do we carry on our life if when hope is not that easily found. And the big wall, in front of you is not so easily to destroy. So how should we keep fighting and keep on doing everything which we think valuable?
For people who, and thank you, that is a really wonderful message. For people who really enjoyed the performances, because I do think, I think the dancing might bring people to the film, but I think the story is what's going to bring them back again to keep watching it. For people who really enjoyed the dancing, how much of that was choreography versus maybe freestyling? I think of some scenes, especially when they're by themselves, where I wonder if they're just kind of doing it themselves, or did you have it pretty choreographed?
They are both. Of course, you see the scene, like the flash mob scene, or the scene that involved in more people dancing. Of course, we choreograph it quite well, before we had lots of practice and rehearsal before we shoot the real thing. But for some scene which is more doco feel, we have just one or two dancer in front of the camera, and it's not too much how should I call that, story driven part. I just let the dancer dance whatever they want.
And I bring that up as a question because I did feel, I've seen other dance movies and it feels very choreographed. There's something about this that had that mixture where it really felt like the movements connected with the emotions of the character. So it's good to know that there's that ability for the actors to kind of freestyle a little bit. I could talk to you for a very long time, but we are running out of time. For people who want to follow along, if they love this film and want to promote it to their friends and family, how can people follow or learn more about this film?
You can click on our Facebook page, and get the latest information or the past information of the movie. I think it's quite interesting to spend some time to look at the event that happens to my movie, because this website, we keep using the original, the first one, title, The Way We Dance. So the first post basically date back to 2012 when we start making the movie. So you can see the whole growth of our, this dance series.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine all. Yeah, so go to that Facebook event page and scroll as far back as you can. I can only imagine all the great content, visuals and images on there. Adam, thank you so much again. I know this is the beginning of your day there, but thank you for participating in CAAMFest. And to the audiences, I want to once again, if you're at Fort Mason Drive-In, I want to thank you all for coming out. We wish we can do more in-person events. We will soon. Once it's safe for us all to get back together. But I want to thank you all for coming out, and I look forward to seeing you at another CAAMFest event. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.